If what we want is a God that controls everything in such a way that nothing is left to our decisions or to our wills, then what we become is little robots. And I often say to people when I think of these things, or when we are in a Bible study, I say, you know, there's a whole lot of difference when I can say to my granddaughter, my 3-year-old granddaughter, come here right now and give me a kiss. And she gets all scared and she runs to me and gets on my lap and gives me a kiss. Or when she does it out of her own free will. When she sees her granddad and wants to get into an embrace and wants to climb in my lap and gives me this big smack of a kiss. There's a big difference. And if we want a God that controls everything robotically, not only we have no choice ourselves, but then how do we demonstrate love for God that comes from our hearts? I think part of the gift of a relationship, and God is a relational God, is that in giving us the gift of free will, He's given us the will to love Him, the will to choose Him, the will to desire and hunger and thirst after Him, after His Word, after His will. If He takes that away from us, then we will not have that ability. So the gift of free will allows us to make some choices, and some are good and excellent and worthy and godly, and sometimes our choices are not very good. And I guess that's a price to pay for a God who wants us to love Him freely, is that some may choose not to. And I'm not sure as a grandfather I would want it any other way. So I don't know how God would want it any other way than to receive the love of His people when they freely flow from our hearts to Him. I also want to say that the fact that God gives us free will doesn't mean He's not in charge. Okay? He gives us free will for many things, but there are many things that are within His will and His will alone. An example is, I remember from seminary, one of my professors giving the example that the train leaves Los Angeles and is going to New York. We have the free will to move within that train, to choose when we're going to have the meals, when we're going to sleep, who we're going to talk to, what we're going to eat, whether we move from car 1 to car 2 to car 3, whether we change chairs. We have free will within, but the train's still going to New York. He's still in complete and total control. He has a beginning plan, He has an end plan, and man cannot change it, nor will ever be able to.